Awesome. So today I'm very fortunate to be joined by one of the best cricketers to play for Australia, Steve Smith. How you doing, Steve?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Very good. Holding up.
That's the
Um,
way.
so if you don't mind, can we just jump straight in at the deep end? And
That's the,
why not? Would you mind sharing your own mental health journey over the last couple of years?
yeah. Well, yeah, obviously went through a bit of a dark stage a few years ago where I got banned from playing cricket for my country for a year. It was, something like that getting taken away from me was tough to sort of take. So I sort of had to ride my emotions for a while there. I was in some dark places to begin with, and
Hmm.
sort of had to lean on some people close to me, my wife, my manager, my old man, and one of my close friends. There was a sort of a group of four people that I was able to talk to, and just whenever I was down, helped me get through that difficult moment, and sort of let me know that everything was okay. Whilst at the time it didn't feel as though it was, you know, I was still okay. Everything was fine. And they were able to just help me through, which, I was really thankful for, that I had those people close to me that I could talk to. And yeah, just sort of they'd give me the hard truths. They wouldn't sugarcoat things. They'd just be honest with me, and I'd
Hmm.
be honest with them. And yeah, just help me get through those dark days, and get me back on track mentally.
And did that just come naturally to you, being quite open? Were you always quite an open person?
Um, Yeah, I probably had to share a few more, I guess, different things with my close friends. Just what I was going through. I'd have days where I was, struggling. I'd have shortness of breath, and
Hmm.
a lot of anxiety, and just to talk about things with people and not just bottle it up, get it off my chest. It made me feel better, and those that shortness of breath and those kind of things went away. So
Yeah.
it's important to do that. It's important not to bottle things up, and be able to just talk about what you're going through. And for me personally, just having that close group of people that I can share this information with, and they'll give me, the hard truths. They'll tell me what it is, and be honest with me. And yeah, I'm really fortunate to have a group of people like that I can talk to.
Hmm. Amazing. And I suppose everybody knows you for being a cricketer, but probably most people don't know that, or wouldn't know that you're an ambassador for Gotcha4Life. Could you tell us a bit about the work that you do with, or you have done with Gotcha4Life and Gus?
Yeah, I'm proud to be involved with Gotcha for Life, and talking about mental health and mental fitness. It's really important, particularly with the suicide rates here in Australia, with 6 men, 2 women a day committing suicide, and those numbers may have even gone up. But yeah, that's unacceptable. So Gus and I have gone round to plenty of schools, sort of talked about what I've gone through and what I go through on a daily basis. Just talking about mental health and some strategies, and talking to people that are close to you, like I just mentioned,
Mm.
sharing everything with them, being open and honest, and having we call it a Gotcha4Life friend that, we say to these young kids, find someone that you can talk to, and that you can be honest with. And there's a difference between mates and friends. Mates are just people you hang out with, and then you've got your friends who will give you the hard truths. They'll give you a shoulder to cry on if you need. Let you get your emotions out. So yeah, we just talk about what I sort of went through a few years ago, and yeah, the people that are close to me, and just not bottling things up. I think as blokes, the old school way of thinking is just, bottle it up. You'll be right, mate. Don't worry about it. All good.
Yeah.
But I think that's so outdated. And now it's about just talking about your feelings and your emotions, and being able to get those things off your chest, and hopefully not letting it get to a point where it just boils over and, you know, there's no road back.
Mm. And what sort of feedback are you getting from, you know, these pupils in the schools or the communities when you actually go in there and share your story?
Yeah, we've had some terrific feedback. We know that some kids have come forward and wanted to get some help on the back of our chats, which, you know, that was early on, early days, and one of our first sessions that we did. And to get that kind of feedback, and, you know, someone go in an office and say, I want to get some help on the back of Steve and Gus's chat, that just made us, I guess, aware that that we were making a difference from the outset, and made us want to do more and more of it. So to continually get really good feedback, and hear, you know, different schools where people have come forward and talked to, you know, the school counselors or the principals, and you know, people have sent me Instagram messages saying, Steve, really loved your chat at the school today. I took so much out of it. And just getting that feedback, it's sort of been a little bit scary in a way, but great that the young kids are listening and taking this on board, because, you know, mental health and fitness is so incredibly important.
Hmm. And just one last question: how's the whole experience and this journey and working with the school? How's it changed your outlook and I suppose outlook on life?
I guess at times, from a personal point of view, it can actually be a little bit therapeutic, talking to these kids about what I've gone through, and just keeping myself in check, and thinking about my emotions at the same time, and where my mental headspace is. And I guess, although I guess the darkest days are probably behind me, I still have days where, you know, I'm not as clear mentally as I'd like to be. Things are, you know, we all go through different things, and it can be small, it can be big, it can, you know, the brain's a funny thing, and you can always be going through things. So I continually check in with people close to me, and I'm able to continue having those honest conversations, and have these people around me that can help me get through them. So whilst I went through a, I guess, traumatic event, that was hard, but you know, I still have bad days like everyone, and anyone can have them at any time. But being able to talk about it and get it off your chest is certainly the best way to deal with it. Not let it bottle up, and sort of, I use a bit of an analogy at the schools. It's sort of, each problem that you bottle up is like blowing into a balloon, and the more you just keep bottling them up, you're going to keep blowing that balloon. It's going to get to a point where it's going to burst, and we don't want to see that. So yeah, I think I guess these days I'm a lot more aware of where my thinking is, and where my my mind's at, and I'm able to catch bad thoughts and things like that. And that takes some work, but yeah, I've certainly learned a lot from the visits we've done with Gus at the schools, and yeah, I guess proud of the feedback we've got out of those, and hopefully we can continue to help I guess teach young kids, and make them aware that talking, particularly young men, talking about what you're going through is the way to do it. Not this old school thinking of, you know, just bottle it up and take it on and you'll be right, mate.
Yeah, indeed. Well, mate, thank you so much for spending time talking through that today. And you know, I'm sure you've heard it lots of times before, but I think this is just adding to your legacy, and it should be something I hope you look back on and be really proud of it.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate that.
And thanks again for your time.
My pleasure.
Cheers.
Good luck with your last few runs.
Thanks, I might need it.
Right.
Cheers, Steve.
Cheers, mate.
Bye.
See ya.